Well, Chris Sargent doing a little house cleaning on lane 32 before we start game 3. Chris has a 20-pin lead, which might have been a lot higher if not for a double strike thrown by Charlie Willey late in game 2. Well, let's see. Possibilities here with this wood. The 2 and the 4 have moved a little closer together as well, which may help. Oh, no, everything but the 6-pin.
Wow. Cut it in front of the 6, went behind the 6 to take out the 10, and missed it both times. A great effort there on that spare. Take a look at this. Watch the 2-pin. Misses the 6 between it, takes the 10.
Did everything but hit it.
See, on a shot like that, his father would probably be able to help him with that, help him play that shot. You know, he just doesn't know how to cut it quite good enough, I guess.
Do you have any idea? This is a question. I thought of this as we were watching that replay and watching that 2-pin fly over. Is there a large difference, or is there any difference at all between the weight of the plastic pins and what the old wooden pins used to weigh?
Geez, you stumped me. I really don't know.
I wonder about that.
Yeah.
Because, of course, these plastic pins really, when you get them flying,
they're
really
just under 3 pounds, I believe.
Oh, big strike. Charlie Willey is not done yet. Takes advantage of the 2 open boxes.
Because that's been one of the arguments in Candlepin bowling for a long time, is why are we throwing something that weighs less than the objects we're trying to knock down?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Of course, you got in 10-pin, you got a 16-pound ball that weighs a lot more than those pins.
Well, that's why this Candlepin bowling is so much tougher.
That's absolutely right. Right.
That's one of the reasons.
Not to mention the ball is only 4.5 inches in diameter.
Well, how about this? Chris Sargent's lead is down to 12 with 8 boxes to go.
After 17 boxes, Chris Sargent was 45 pins ahead. And now he's only 12. 5 boxes later.
Almost.
It's always a good sign to see. When I was bowling, if I was making cut shots or coming very close, I always felt I was pretty sharp. So this is going to help Chris, I'm sure.
Well, this would qualify certainly as a drought for Chris Sargent now. He's gone 7 boxes without a mark.
Yeah, and he came very close to making that cut shot, and of course the one before that I was joking about. He should have had that, really.
Oh my.
Wow, what is that?
Not a spare leave.
Not an easy one anyways. Now, is that the triangle or the diamond?
That would
That's
be the diamond, yeah.
Plus the 7-pin. See, I'm learning. Whole week now I know the difference. Oh, right straight through. So he'll be open for the 4th consecutive box in this game. And what, 8 boxes going back into string number 2.
Yep. A chance for Charlie Willey here to take the lead. If he were to put 2 marks up there.
Really pushed that one to the left, getting a little more mustard behind it, which happens when you're making a rush at someone. The adrenaline starts flowing. You get a little stronger at the line, and sometimes that's not very good. Well, at this point of the match, I guess we can say Paul Berger is kind of safe for another week unless one of these balls catch real hot.
7 for Charlie.
And a disappointing 7, the opposite of 10 box. So instead of gaining, he lost 3 more. The lead now 15 for Chris Sargent.
It'd be very, very important for Charlie to put a mark up right here. Oh, yes. Puts a strike up in the 4th. That'll give Chris Sargent something to think about as we go to a break. Chris Sargent still leading in the match, but a strike hanging for Charlie Willey. We'll be back for the final 6 boxes. Don't go away.
talk about Chris's drought in the last 8 boxes. Let's go talk about Charlie Willey. He's thrown 4 strikes in the last 7 boxes.
Wow. Including a double, which made all the difference.
Now there we have the triangle. It was a big break when the 8-pin went down in the back. Once that Woods roll back so he can get a clear shot at the 2-pin.
Oh, yes. Spare in the 5th, ending the dry spell. 8th mark overall for Chris Sargent. Well, I would say that barring a late flurry by somebody, that Paul Berger's 417 is probably safe.
I think so. I don't think Paul is sitting at home biting his nails. Let's put it that way.
On the spare, Chris flies that head pin right over the top and gets just 5.
A little light, and he actually throws from the left-hand side of the lane to the right. And that ball was going to the right. Didn't give him the good pin action. Just 5. Good effort there, though. Coming close to those cut shots, but he's got to make one. Almost don't count in this game.
Well, how about this stat, Dan? You mentioned about the 4 strikes for Charlie Willey today. He doesn't have any 9 drops.
If I went up to him right now and said, look, I'll give you a 9 drop, think you'd take it?
On a strike. Well,
almost.
8.
1 and the 2. How big is this mark? Chris already has a spare in the 5th. This would go spare on strike. Oh.
A reminder, Candlepin Stars and Strikes is brought to you in part by Tri-State Megabucks, and now with Mega Cash, choose your dream. Tri-State Megabucks. Well, the lead is 10 for Chris Sargent. And once again, a chance for Charlie Willey as he's opposite an open frame. Charlie's in the Brooklyn pocket. He wants that 8-pin to go, and it does not. And so Charlie will be open. That will leave Chris Sargent's lead at 10 pins with 4 boxes to go in the match.
It's a 10-pin lead for Chris Sargent.
Oh, big shot. Kicks out the 8-pin for a strike in the 7th. Second strike of the day for Chris Sargent, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Crossed over into the 1-3 pocket, which is a crossover for him.
That's right.
Looking for the double. No.
Well, I kept saying he's coming real close to these cut shots. Don't be surprised if he cuts the 2 into the 6. Eight on the strike. Would have liked 2 marks, but at least he put up 1. It's going to protect his lead. Unless Charlie can throw 2 marks.
Candlepin Stars and Strikes also brought to you in part by Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan. Come to Salem and save. Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan in Salem, New Hampshire. Well, Charlie probably figures he's got to get at least 1 mark up there this time.
Yeah, and Charlie, the last several boxes, is really having trouble with the approach. He seems to really be almost sticking on the approach. I don't know if he's picked something up on his shoe or what, but Chris doesn't seem to be having the problem, but Charlie is. He's worked on the shoe each time that Chris is up there, but it hasn't seemed to help. No, yeah, it's really causing this.
Oh, look out!
Look at this.
Oh, how about that?
Oh, wow.
What problem? He doesn't have any problem.
You can see him when he finishes. He almost hops up there. He continues to work on it. That time it was a good miss.
keep the ball in play.
But it has to wear on you because you're a little timid up there. Right in the pocket.
Wow.
5-7-10. Well, I don't know if you can either piece of probably the one on the left, on the right hand tip of it, try to catch that in the 5-pin. No, he's going the other side.
That's a 9. So Chris Sargent's lead is now 11 with 2 boxes remaining.